It's your Anfield Wrap post-match show. We're doing this both as audio and video. Next season we're going to be doing more and more video. We'll come on and talk to you about that in a second. But before then, I just want to make it clear, we are doing our post-match show. If you are only listening to this, slap bang in the middle of the stadium Liverpool have just played in. I've got John Gibbons and I've got Gareth Roberts with me. And Liverpool beat Manchester United by 4-1. Gareth Roberts, it's only pre-season. But Liverpool looked in a different class to Manchester United.
Yeah, and bollocks that only pre-season. Any Liverpool game against Manchester United, you want to win it. We hate them. They're one of our rivals. I mean, we won't reveal who said it, but you know, we were walking through the mix zone earlier, and someone who works for Liverpool said, "Fuck them," and exactly, fuck them. I don't care what side United put out on the pitch. I care about Liverpool and where Liverpool might go next season. And for me, that was a good performance, first half and second half, from different sets of players at different times, obviously. But you know, Jose Mourinho, Manchester United fans, Manchester United players, they're not going to be happy at any time getting beat 4-1 by Liverpool Football Club, and that's what's just happened, and it was fantastic. And we're going to come on to it obviously to discuss it in depth. But Shaqiri's goal, I mean, what a way to start your Liverpool career. And again, stick only a friendly up your arse. It's a fantastic goal. John grabbed him afterwards and got a word with him, and he was very like, I score them all day, lad. But what a goal! And like, I thought the assist for Sturridge's goal was brilliant as well, the way he held it. And I don't think he did a lot wrong, full stop. I thought
linked up really well,
moving the ball fast. And I just think maybe, you know, it's the basis of only a small cameo, obviously, and all the rest of it. But maybe, just maybe, playing with much better players than he was at Stoke gets the best out of him.
It was a game where all the way through, John, we came at half time, it was 1-1, but Liverpool had all the shots. Man United had one shot, which was the free kick, and by the way, what a free kick it was. But they'd had that one effort. Apart from that, the game had belonged to Liverpool, you felt. And as I say, you can say it's only pre-season, but we all kick off in 2 weeks now. And it does mean a little bit as to where both sides are in terms of the first 4 games of the season, I think.
Put it this way, if you're a Manchester United fan, you'd be worried. You know, Manchester United fan sites right now, the equivalent of us, are looking at that thinking, we're not looking great here, are we? There's only 2 weeks to go. So I think if you're going to be negative, then you're allowed to be positive, and I think we should be positive. I think there's a lot of players looking sharp, there's a lot of players looking fit, there's a lot of players making a contribution for Liverpool, and that's brilliant because, you know, the manager's got a couple of issues with injuries and a couple of issues with the fact the lads, you know, from England and Brazil in particular haven't come back yet, and Croatia as well, Dexy. But also he's got a few selection headaches as well, because a few lads on this trip have done well, maybe better than expected, really kind of put themselves in his mindset. And yeah, the squad's looking really good, it's looking balanced, it's looking like we've got strength and depth, and yeah, I mean, we just beat Man United 4-1, so why wouldn't you be kind of positive and excited?
Before we go through sort of loads a little bit, I want to talk about that second half performance, and I want to talk about Phillips again, in that I felt that United tried to put us under a bit of pressure at the start of the second half, John, and I thought he acquitted himself brilliantly again. And I think it's interesting, he gets 15 minutes playing with that back four. You know, he starts Camacho at right back, he starts Moreno left back, but he keeps the 3 of them, and Van Dijk's crucial to this. Like, he is having a real look at Phillips there.
He is, and I think he's coped with everything that's been thrown at him. You know, he looked good in those early games, but you say, well, it's only Berry or it's only Chandler or only kind of whatever. Well, now he's played the sides that came first and second in the Premier League last season, and he's done great. He's done really well. I think he's looking more and more confident on the ball as well. His defending's assured, and he's a big lad, and he looks like a centre half, doesn't he? But I think he's getting more and more confident with the ball at his feet as well. He's looking for his teammates. You rarely see him just kick it.
Yeah.
Very rarely see him just kick it. He's always looking for the pass, and you know, there'll be more pressure on him as the intensity rises as we get into, you know, the Premier League season if he does indeed play. But he can't have done any more. I wouldn't say Phillips can't have done any more.
We'll start at the back there, Gareth. Me and you, I think we are both signed, maybe even founder members of the Rafa Camacho fan club. We are all over Camacho, and again, it was another performance full of assurance, full of quality, just full of touch. You know what I mean? At one point you went bang it, and he banged it, and straight away you're like, nothing came from it. But you're thinking to yourself, good Lord, this is a proper footballer.
Yeah, he's come from nowhere for a little bit for me. I mean, I don't watch as much of the under-19s and the I still call them the Rezzies because I'm old, but you know, I don't watch so much of that. I'm mainly all about the first team, and so, you know, I knew he was about and I knew who he was, but he's really impressed me pre-season. And again, you know, in this company, in this ground, 101,000 people watching you, and he's full of confidence. And there was things, you know, he was happy to try things that didn't come off at times, but you could see what he was trying to do. And I like that, because I think, you know, lots and lots of times you see a young footballer get a go in these games, and he'll just play it very safe. He'll give it and go, give it to, you know, someone more experienced, and just maybe a little bit of a fear of not wanting to do anything wrong. What we're seeing with this lad is a real footballer coming out, and, you know, he's fantastic at getting forward and you know, he's up and down the pitch over and over. And he, like I say, in terms of a conversation about that position, right back, he's put himself right at the top of it right now, because, you know, chances are Trent gets a break. That's what we're all led to believe. And yeah, I mean, I certainly wouldn't be pissed off to see him start the first game, because I think, you know, on the basis of what we've seen pre-season, he's probably not going to let anyone down. He's linking up really well with the other players, whipped a decent ball in, like you said, that just needed that touch off Mane, couldn't quite get there. Yeah, another great game from him.
Another one on the idea of setting a tone, and we'll put the video and the audio of us talking to him afterwards. The first 5 minutes of James Milner in a pre-season friendly against Man United was again something that me and you can get right behind. He makes 2 fouls, both of which I think you can argue are probably bookable offences, but he makes it really clear to everyone on the pitch, you know, opposition and himself and his teammates, this is a serious game of football, and he's taking it deadly seriously, and he got stuck in.
He was doing that before he even started playing football today as well. If you follow him on Instagram, he was basically saying this isn't a friendly, and I was like, it's right, lad. Because, as I said before, you know, you play Manchester United, it's not a friendly. It's not a friendly. There's only 2 weeks to go as well, so that means it's not a friendly as well. It's people playing for places, and yeah, I love the idea of a player setting a tone in a match, and he did just that. And there was loads of, you know, there was loads of snides in him. He got a foul given against him, just sort of walks away and walks off with the ball, and, you know, just the body language, the behaviour is intended to annoy the opponent. And I can absolutely get behind that, and yeah, I absolutely loved it, because that's how it should be. You know, again, you know, there's players from all over the world now playing for Liverpool, and, you know, it'll be levelled at them at times that they don't get it and all this sort of stuff. And, you know, even James Milner's a Yorkshireman, but he's from Leeds, so he's got good stock in hating Manchester United. But yeah, I mean, it is important to. He said in the little interview, which we'll tag on, that, you know, he sets an example, doesn't he, as an elder statesman, if you like, in the team, and he certainly did that today, and I absolutely loved it. I predicted that as well. You know, we were having a drink before the game, and I said, I was speaking to some of the American fans. We spoke to loads. They've all been brilliant, by the way. And I said, what's your predictions for the game? And someone said 3-1, which wasn't bad. He wasn't far off, mate. But he said, what about you? And I said, James Milner to smash someone.
It's exactly what we got. First off, John, we also got Mane and we got Salah. And again, you know, we talked about it after the previous match, but it's the sharpness is, I think it's absolutely incredible. You know, I think you can say, well, they haven't had that much of a break, and you can go through that, but they look sharper to me than they looked at the end of April. They look ready to snap into stuff, and as you've said, you know, Mo Salah has decided he's going to be the new Bob Latchford.
I mean, that's a very niche joke, one for the teenagers, but he's winning a lot of headers. is my point. Mo Salah at the moment. I don't know where Craig's gone, by the way. He's just absolutely. He's just running around Michigan Stadium like he owns it now, which, you know, fair play. But Mo Salah did that today, didn't he? And he's done that in both games. He's strutting on the pitch like it's his ground, it's his manner. We're actually on the pitch now, and it's not great, to be honest with you. And so, you know, it's not the best pitch to play football on. It's a little bit longer. It doesn't, you know, it's a touch firmer than you'd like as well. But he looks fantastic, doesn't he? He looks determined, and he looks relaxed as well, and that's nice, because I don't want him coming back too kind of edgy and too feeling like, you know, the weight of the world on his shoulders. He's got to prove that he's a world superstar again. Whereas he's just come back thinking, you know, he obviously loves playing football here, and I think that's really good, and I think that's obviously why he signed a 5-year deal, and I think that's why we've seen really good things out of him, and something that shouldn't be undervalued throughout the club really is how they've created a good environments, not just for Mo Salah but for a lot of players to just go out and express themselves and play football. And a lot of that's the manager, but generally it's, I think, the football club as well. And Mane, I thought he was good the other night. I thought he was even better tonight. I think, you know, we were seeing him ghost past people. We were seeing, you know, skills. We were seeing His great movement, he scores another good penalty, you know, he might, you know, he's knocking them in.
Oh, do you think he's on pens? Do you think he's
I don't know, I think he has a bit of a word with Milner afterwards and goes, yeah, nice one for that. I'm not sure he's quite on pens yet unless Milner's playing.
I mean, there's fantasy league questions all over the place, John. Mo's over Askin as well. Gareth, who's on pens?
But I think Mo was
Ojo.
I'll tell you what, there was some pen. No, it's striking, isn't it?
I think Mo was saying, like, I think Milner should take it, you know, I think that's what he was saying, and I think they just decided to leave it. I don't know, we'll wait and see, but it's nice to have another one, and it's good that he's got the confidence to take him, like I said the other night, but yeah, this all-round game tonight I thought was superb, Mane, and yeah, great to see him. We just need the little Brazilian fella now, and we're all set to go.
Talking about the second half there, Gareth mentioned Shaqiri before. Everyone who watches this show and listens to what we do understands that, you know, I've got scepticism around Shaqiri for a number of different reasons, but I thought his link-up play tonight was great, and that's the main thing. I'd focus on that more than his goal. For him, I'm sure he'll think about his goal. For everyone else, the goal looks fantastic. It is a great goal, but the thing that really got my attention was I thought you could see there was a sharpness again and a desire to sort of bring as many different people into the game as possible.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough, Neil, because I think, you know, the goal is an amazing piece of skill, but we all knew he's a talented footballer. We all knew, you know, the reason he's been at the clubs he has, kind of pre-Stoke, and the reason that, you know, so many people have kind of looked at him and talked about him, and he's had good World Cups and all that, is because of his talent, and you know that's there. And if you don't know, just ask him, because he'll tell you. But, you know, as you say, his play tonight kind of, I think, reassure people and to critics, whatever you want to say, like, is he looked a Liverpool player, and I think that's, you know, not a phrase that I use lightly really, but he looked a Liverpool player. He looked someone who was looking to play the way we want to play. He looked someone who was looking to play with his teammates. He didn't, you know, he didn't stick out, he didn't stand out, and I mean that in a positive way. You know, sometimes you're like, what's he doing over there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can get noticed for the wrong reasons sometimes, can't you? Shaqiri, it took me a few minutes to realise he was playing. I mean, we were enjoying some hospitality at the time, but I think, like, you know, he took, you know, oh yeah, he's doing that, and I think his work for the Sturridge goal is almost as impressive. And I think me and Gareth were talking before, well, we were all talking before, but Gareth said, like, maybe with different players he plays in a different way, and I think, look, for Stoke, he shoots there. He's got into the area, he's got it under control, he's got his back to goal, but he finds a way to shoot. But instead here, maybe he's got a little bit more faith in his teammates, maybe he's a little bit more relaxed, and maybe thinks, you know what, actually, that lad Daniel Sturridge, he'll just knock that in, so I'll just pass to him. And, you know, that was positive to see, and yeah, really, really enthused by what I've seen today from Xherdan and Shaqiri.
The same. Look, I really hope he's a success. I think it's a little bit of a gamble, but it's not too much of a gamble given the price. And I understand, you know, when we talked about it on the podcast, some of your concerns around them. But, you know, that's a great start, and a great start's a good thing. I'm all up for anything that breeds positivity around Liverpool, around the players. And look, you know, everyone's having a bit of a laugh with you now on your Twitter and things like that, but you support Liverpool as well, mate. And, you know,
I celebrated the goal, like,
yeah.
Get in, you know what I mean?
It went off,
it
didn't
went off where
like,
we were, it went off, it was like...
Me and Craig embraced. Which,
you Craig and the little fella?
Yeah, which, you know, I wasn't really expecting. You know, you keep it down a little bit, don't you, for a pre-season friendly. You're a bit like, yeah, but on that it was like, wow, get it, lad. And so I don't know, I'll be really pleased for him and for us and for Liverpool, and we all win, don't we, if he wins. And so, you know, let's hope that this continues, because, you know, he looked at business there, I've got to be honest. He fitted right in. He didn't look selfish, obviously. Thought he did really, really well, as I said before, on Sturridge's goal as well. He just held it, used his strength, played him in, and it's a lovely finish from Sturridge as well.
Sturridge. So, where are you? Because you're my barometer. You become my barometer on this, because there's a load of us who can, you know, you can. It's the scepticism, it's the fitness, it's, you know, we've been here before. His talent is not the conversation. No. It's not the argument. But he doesn't half look good. He looks fun. In fact, he looks drop dead gorgeous.
He looks great. Yeah, he looks great. He's in good shape, in good spirits. He's another one who John grabbed at the end there as well. And look, you want him to succeed, because, you know, because if he's on the pitch and he's fit and he's firing, he's a really good footballer. You know, his touch is second to none, his finishing second to none as well. It's just that question whether he can stay fit, and, you know, we've all seen those stats from down the years of all the games he's missed and things like that. But look, you know, he's in the last year of his contract, isn't he? So he's got to do something here, really. I mean, I'm sure there'll be clubs that would pick him up regardless.
But you get the impression he doesn't want to play. Look, for a club that's outside the top 6, it just doesn't suit him.
No.
You can't imagine him playing there. He should be playing for elite football clubs.
Yeah, and back to the Shaqiri point, he should be playing with good players as well. It's obviously easier to play with good players. And look, you know, it wasn't much of an experience at West Brom, but a little bit of you wonders whether he went there and, you know, obviously they went down and he had more injury problems, but I wonder whether he was there as well. He just thought, what am I doing here? Do you know what I mean? And he's come back to Liverpool. You can see the talent in the squad. He seems to be enjoying himself as well. And look, you know, if we can get him on the pitch at the start of August, scoring goals, he can be a match winner for Liverpool. So all good.
It's a wonderful finish. I mean, it's the sort of finish Johnny makes it look. It's a minimum of fuss finish. He just passes it into the corner.
It's like Craig over to a massive Liverpool flag.
Let's see if he manages it.
That's what I was trying to do.
Let's see if he manages it.
He's not sure he's coming back.
For me, he passed it into the corner, John, and it's
Yeah.
you can say you can say, oh, why can't everyone do that and all that sort of stuff, but the point is that's what he can do. He just makes that finish, which is a tough finish, look so easy.
Yeah, they don't do it, do they? And that's
the point, yeah.
And he's so calm in front of goal, and he just seems to be able to make time stop and seems to be able to assess everything that he should be doing, just kind of play not quite the perfect shot, might be exaggerating it, but what needs to be done in that instance. And I think that is kind of a real skill, really, that he can take that snapshot and go, yeah, that's where I'm just going to roll it. And, you know, a lot of forward players, you know, they might try and hit that too hard, or they might snatch at it, or they might take another touch. You know, he's just really kind of casual and just kind of slides it in, and showed, you know, what a good footballer he is, but also where he's at the moment. And I think those of you listening to the audio version of this will hear now that, you know, he just seems very chilled. He seems very confident within himself and his body, and I think he's gone a bit like Xherdan, hasn't he? I think he's obviously, look, when he's been such a good footballer, the injuries must have been doing his head, and it must be so frustrating. But I think he's got to the point now where he's just gone, do you know what, we'll just see what happens, because, you know, I've had such a tough time, and it's been so kind of rubbish, kind of everything that's kind of happened for him. Then I think now he's just of the impression that, it seems to me anyway, that, like, you know, anything's a bonus now. I've had a good career, I can be pleased with what I've achieved, and anything now is a bonus. And maybe that's the thing that, you know, sorts him out. Maybe that's the attitude that'd be right for him. I don't know. You know, he could get injured next week and we all look silly. But at the moment, like I say to Daniel, at the moment, I'm getting excited, even if he's keeping a lid on it a little bit.
If he's playing it cool. Listen, I want to talk a bit about being here, Gareth. You know, we've just watched Liverpool in front of the biggest crowd I think Liverpool have ever played in front of, over 100,000 people. As you said before, these stadiums, they're like hyper real in that, you know, you can see outside over the top and you sit in certain places, and it is a mad thing, and I hope that's coming over to people. But to have seen Liverpool play in front of over 100,000, it's, you know, it shows the size of this club, and this was very much, it was Liverpool heavy, I thought, here tonight. It seemed like it was Liverpool supporters were very much the dominant voice within the stadium. I hope that came over on television, but this has been a real, it's been a real thing to feel part of.
Absolutely. I mean, we've had a ball on this whole American tour, really. Detroit in particular, for me, is a fantastic city and a fantastic place, and really enjoyed meeting lots of people from Detroit, really. And, you know, I think you can go to some places and you just get a sense that people aren't particularly friendly, or they're a bit up themselves or whatever, and, you know, Detroit's completely the opposite. So we had a ball there. The Anfield Apps live show in Detroit last night was one of the best ones we've ever done. A fantastic crowd, sold out, great support for what we do, and we really appreciate that. But great support for Liverpool as well. I mean, there's so many conversations that we've all had over the duration of this trip, and again, it just reiterates what we're getting to know more and more, that the sort of sacrifices that these people make to support Liverpool the way they do. They obviously do it differently to us. They're not going to Anfield or away matches week in, week out, but what they are doing is they're getting up at 3:30 in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning, and they're all getting together as a little community and watching Liverpool. But then all those communities are all joining up at events like this as well. And yeah, as you say, there was more Liverpool fans in here tonight than there was Manchester United fans. They made themselves known as well.
They came in groups, is the thing that struck me. Walking around the ground, around before, and United supporters were coming in dribs and drabs. I'm not saying there weren't a fair few of them. The point was, for Liverpool, it felt like more of a community, and that can sound like you're exaggerating, you're saying this, but it genuinely did seem like you saw groups and groups of Liverpool supporters. You saw them all hanging out together. You didn't see that for United?
No, I mean, well, Liverpool literally had a little fan park outside, and Manchester United didn't. So there tells a tale in itself. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what the numbers are, and I think a lot of them are made up about all this. Manchester United love to say that they're the biggest team in the world and all this sort of stuff. But what's it based on? Like click and like on Facebook, or actual people who pay into a football ground? Well, here we've seen one of the biggest crowds ever, and it was mainly Liverpool. So there's plenty of support here for Liverpool. It was fantastic to see, and they got a good treat as well because we spanked the Manx 4-1.
John Gibbons, Detroit hustles harder.
It does. It hustles very hard. This morning I thought a little bit too hard when I sort of woke up, but no, Detroit's been amazing. But to be fair, all three cities have been great in their own ways. Charlotte kind of didn't know what to expect, and that was great in that, I loved the fact you could walk everywhere. I loved the fact there was a stadium right in the centre and we were able to get about. And it was nice to be in the south. I've never been in the south of America before, and it was nice to kind of
talk to people,
to speak to people from there, and to kind of get their attitudes, and to meet people from the Atlanta Supporters Club, the Alabama ones, lots of other ones as well. The Valley guys.
Rally guys were brilliant.
To their brunch, and so it was really cool to hang out with them, and it was nice to be able to have the things where you're in town, you're having drinks together, and then you all walk up to the stadium. That was really cool. New York's obviously New York. It's been like a second home to us. The guys at Carragher's Bar have always really looked after us, and massively did so this time as well. Like more than anyone will know, really, in terms of what they kind of did to support us kind of being out here, and so they've always been brilliant. And New York's just always come out for us. We appreciate it. But Detroit, I mean, we didn't know what to expect. A lot of people kind of saying, be careful there and blah blah blah. But Eric and Thomas McGee's in particular, how he's looked after us. But everyone really, everyone in the
everyone
city,
you speak to, everyone
been really kind of into the fact that we're here, really interested in what we've made of the city, and they just want you to like it, they want you to enjoy it, they want you to tell people that it's great. So this is me doing that, get to Detroit if you can. It's not the most obvious tourist destination, but if you're ever in the neighbourhood, get downtown, and you'll have a good night.
Go to Thomas McGee's, go and speak to Eric and say the Anfield Rap sent you, and trust me, Eric will look after you. I mean, look after you's really covering a multitude of sins there, but Eric will look after you. He will aggressively look after you. Just last little thing, Gareth, we've just got we got the signed Adam Lallana jersey. We raffled that. We got the Andy Robertson jersey. The thing that strikes me is this is a football club who were engaged. The lads who were engaged, we got to speak to the manager, and that was fabulous. And people can find that if you don't subscribe, if you're watching this, theanfieldapp.com/subscribe, and there you can have our interview with Jurgen Klopp. It was a 28-minute interview where he was the absolute business. But you just get the impression these are young men who want to feel part of something, want to feel part of the world, and we've been lucky enough to raise £3,000.
Yeah, which is absolutely brilliant, and big thanks again to everyone who came along to the shows in New York and last night in Detroit for buying raffle tickets for the shirts from Andy Robertson and from Lallana. Lallana's just made another brilliant gesture there as well, because one particular fan bought $300 worth of raffle tickets and didn't win, which we thought was a little bit of a shame. So Adam's actually sorted out a shirt for her from tonight's game, which is absolutely brilliant. So like you say, they are engaged with what's going on now in Liverpool, in the community, with the fans, and for me that's how it should be. I think for too long there was a little bit of an ivory tower argument about footballers, in that they go into the little gated communities and the big cars and the flash clothes and all the rest of it, and you got a bit of a feeling that maybe they didn't give a shit about anyone. Liverpool, I think, have worked smartly, worked hard on improving that situation, doing lots of good stuff with the community now, and we're really, really grateful for what they've done with us. And it's fantastic that we can return home from America and bring home £3,000 to give to North Liverpool Food Bank and help people who really need that help because they can't feed their families. They're living in one of the poorest areas in the country.
It's been excellent. We've had an absolute ball in the United States. Can't thank everyone enough. Gareth, John, both have made it clear exactly why we can't thank them enough. But genuinely we can't. And it's great to get out. It's great to be amongst other Liverpool supporters, and it's great to get to share this fantastic club of ours. So I hope you've really enjoyed it. If you've enjoyed this video, then pass it on to other people. If you enjoyed the audio, tell people about the Anfield Wrap. We very much have enjoyed the feeling of, and it's it's a nice thing to feel as though we're part of people's lives and part of people's supporterhood of Liverpool Football Club. What's going to follow this now is, if you're watching it on video, clips from our mix zone. And if
Neil's doing work with other people here.
And if you're watching it on audio, sorry, listening to it on audio, not watching it on audio, listening to it on audio, what you're going to get now is the mix zone audio as it comes back to back. It's all going to come over to you now. This is the Anfield Wrap from United States of America. This has been our tour. We're going to have to get up tomorrow morning, sober up somehow, get on some planes, come home. We'll be in the office first thing Monday though, don't you doubt it, because this job, we know how lucky we are, is the best job in the world.
Yeah, I'm not getting too excited. I'm just having a positive mindset and just keeping pushing forward, keep working hard. It's been a good pre-season so far, but we have some more important games coming up, so it's just exciting times.
You seem very relaxed though. You seem relaxed on the pitch. You seem relaxed in your body, and the goals are flowing, as I say.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm enjoying myself. That's what it's all about. I think it's just getting that enjoyment back and just playing with a smile on my face, just playing happy. But I feel good. I'm happy to be back, part of the team, part of the lads. The banter's flying day in, day out. Can't ask for more, but to be honest with you.
I'm just aware for the fans out here, 100,000 watching Liverpool all the way in Michigan after 2 great games already. It's unbelievable the support we've got, isn't it?
It's crazy. It's a worldwide renowned club, and I think people don't realise until they actually come and see it themselves. You know what I mean? It's easy when people say it, but when you see it, I've seen it when we've travelled to Asia, when we've come out here before. This is for me, the biggest club in the world, in terms of fan bases around the place, and kind of like how much the fans show out at the hotels, wherever we go, they're everywhere. It's an amazing feeling, and we appreciate them, travelling here and coming out for us and wearing the shirts and singing the chants and everything. It's great.
Finally, we're all really excited from what we've seen pre-season from you. We know what you can do. If you set yourself any targets for the year, or you just day by day?
Hey, take it day by day. Just continue working hard. Have a positive mindset. Not worry about anything. Not worry about whether I'm playing or not. Not worry about anything. It's just about being part of this great club, about the great vibes that's going on. We have a chance to do something special, and it's a long season too. Do you know what I mean? So. There's plenty of games. It's great times, exciting times for the club.
Will you stay calm with the Anfield Wrap getting carried away by your mouth?
Thank you, bro. Thank you very much.
Amazing way to start off for Liverpool. What a fantastic goal. Maybe one of the best you've ever scored. it was a great.
I scored many of this, no? So I think it was not the first one I scored like this. So, but of course it was a beautiful goal. My first game, my debut, and the goal and assist. It's a perfect day for me, and in the end this is a friendly game, but Liverpool Man United, it's always a special game, and we won, and it was a special day for me too.
And you've in front of 100,000 fans, I'm sure you knew what a big club you were joining in Liverpool, but that really reinforces it, how many people come out all the way in Michigan to watch Liverpool play.
Yeah, I think Liverpool have a lot of fans around the world, and you can see that also here in USA. They are amazing how they support us, and today there were, I think, 100,000 or more, so it was amazing to play in front of them, and of course to score this beautiful goal.
And finally, how much are you looking forward to next season, playing with these players and really making an impact for Liverpool?
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I think important to be successful, to go forward, and I came here to help the team, and I want to help them to win trophies, and that's the most important thing, to be successful and to give the fans they deserve trophies, and I hope we can win this year.
I hope so too.
Thank you.
Thank you.